Hi, welcome to the Get Ready with God podcast. My name is Julie Taylor and I am your host, and I am not God, obviously. I'm not an expert. I'm not even a scriptorian. I'm literally just a girl sitting in front of a microphone, hoping God is real. The Get Ready with God podcast is the daily devotional podcast to help you see divinity in every day. I'd like to explore a phrase today. It's a question and a statement. When people say, was it worth it? Or it was so worth it. Worth it. Can we explore the phrase worth it? My first run in with this phrase really was after I graduated from college. I remember sitting there on the night of my college graduation, at which I had 2 children. So I went to college for 2 years. I dropped out. I went to hair school. I did hair. And then I went back to college when I was pregnant with my second child. No. Yeah, I don't know. I went back to college for 2 more years and I finished my degree. By the time I graduated, I had 2 children. And at that phase of life, I was very young. I was married. Ryan was getting his PhD and was working long hours doing that. And I was also working as a hairstylist pretty full time with a pretty full time clientele because I was supporting our family. And Ryan was also working to support the family, by the way. It was a joint effort, but I needed to work is my point. So I was working full time-ish. I was trying to take as many credits as possible, both to finish on time, but also to biggest bang for your buck, right? Because full time is just 12 credits or more. So if you can get 18 credits in there, you're basically getting those 6 credits for free. Okay. The more you know. So I was trying to pack as many credits in. So I take 18 credits a semester, was working full time, and I had 2 kids. I was also severely entrenched in postpartum depression and really not okay. So it was a good time for everyone. And I remember sitting at my college graduation and the girl sitting next to me said, "Ugh, can you believe our parents are making us do this?" Referring to walking at graduation. And I was like, yeah, so dumb, right? And in my soul, I was like, man, this is what I've been fighting for. I've been fighting for my life for this moment to get my college degree and to accomplish that. It had always been important to me. It felt like a really big deal. But I remember that night sitting there and thinking, I don't know if that was worth it. Usually when you finish something really hard, the fulfillment washes in, the achievement washes in, the suffering has ended, and you just had thought, yeah, that was worth it. I had never had an experience where I finished something really hard and thought, I don't know if that was worth it. I was thinking back on the toll it took on me, on my marriage, on my children, on my family, on my mental stability, on everything. And I just kind of had this season where I just thought, I don't know if this was worth it. Did I just put myself and everyone I love through this insanely intense, rigorous season for my own fulfillment? Just because I wanted a college degree? Was that fair to them? Was that fair to me? Was it worth it? And for many years, I kind of thought no. And now when I look back, I'm like, well, yeah, because have I ever used my exercise science degree? No, not really professionally, but it has helped me in my career to have a degree of some kind. And the lessons I learned, and actually the classes I took, I've used it. It's good to have knowledge. Learning is never wasted, but it was really intense. And so then I went to grad school for a little bit. And so then I thought, well, see, this is why it's worth it, because I'm going to go to grad school. And then I dropped out of grad school. So I don't know. The jury's still out. Was it worth it? I don't know. But that's my first time where I just finished something really hard and thought, I don't actually know if that was worth it. I don't know if that was worth the suffering. And since then, I've always had a little bit of a different perception on things being worth it or not, worth the effort, worth the suffering. It's most recently come up around grief because a lot of people, in an effort to comfort you, will point out all of the good that has come from the loss or from the tragedy. And it's all meant well. If you're new here, I don't judge anyone for anything anyone says to me about grief because I just think it's scary and nobody knows what to say. And so if you're brave enough to say anything to me at all, grateful. So I really don't mean this critically, but and even myself, I can see that good things have come from the loss of Simon, both just organically and because I have worked hard to create good things. Not to just take credit, but I've worked very hard and I'm going to take some credit because I've worked very hard to turn it into good things. So yesterday was his birthday and I've been raising some money for a local women's clinic. And seeing people gathered and seeing people tag me and walking for Simon and donating to this cause, it's really beautiful. It's really humbling. And I actually can't even talk about it because I don't have the words. But as beautiful and humbling as and inspiring as it is, it's still like, well, yeah, but I wish we were just at his second birthday. Like, we have built all of this to try to cope with what happened, and that's okay. But I can't imagine a world in which I would ever go as far to say that it was worth it. And I can't really imagine any outcomes being worth someone's life, like losing someone, not just for my own suffering, but like Simon died, like his life. And I know that people risk their lives all the time, people save lives all the time, and maybe I'm the only one that sees it this way. I don't know. I just can't imagine a reality in which no matter how much good comes from what happened, I can't ever imagine myself really believing or saying, "Oh, it was worth it." If all of this came from it, it was worth it. And maybe that's because it doesn't feel like it's my sacrifice to make. It feels like it's Simon's sacrifice to make. Like he could maybe say it was worth it. I don't feel like I'm not the one who made the sacrifice, right? It's my life was not taken. And so I have sacrificed in other ways, but really any creation that I have done has been more of a help to me than a sacrifice. Actually feels self-indulgent often, but just this concept of what makes something worth it? Like, what's the barometer for that? Obviously, we have to make this choice because things being worth things is how we prioritize our life. Like, investing in this is worth it because of this, or sacrificing this is worth it because of this. But I guess lately I've been thinking about one of the things that I've learned through grieving a child and no amount of goodness ever making it worth it is how to sacrifice without needing the worth it in return. Because it's an insurmountable, like, the limit does not exist. I can't emphasize enough. It doesn't really matter how much good stacks up. It will never have felt worth it to me to lose him. And so it's this open-ended sacrifice now where maybe it's worth it because I feel better today. I mean, I talk about that all the time. Like, I choose faith because it makes my life better right now. I don't really focus on an eternal goal of making it worth it because I go to heaven or whatever. But I've just started to think that the worth it is a very limited way of thinking of sacrifice and effort. And that if we can get out of that, I think that might be the higher law, like the invitation to the higher law of just we sacrifice and we put in effort and we try and we work and we carry on. And it's worth it because of a million reasons. Like there's a lot of reasons, but I think what I'm trying to get to is that it's worth it because that's just the right thing to do, the good thing to do. It's not worth it because of what we get in return. I guess that's it. And the trick to service and sacrifice, we've said it before, it's always that you tend to get more in return than you give. And so, of course, yeah, it's worth it because every time you serve, it helps you and blah, 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 blah. But it does require sacrifice. Anyways, when you're going about your day and you're choosing how to prioritize things and you find yourself asking, is it worth it? Is it worth it? Is it worth it? Is it worth it? Maybe explore this idea of it's just like my degree. Was it worth it? Yeah, I do think so now because I gained a lot of learning and experience and we grew through it and we got through it. But that's also, 15 years of the suffering being patted away. Not 15 years. I did not graduate college 15 years ago. Excuse me. It was 11 years ago. Anyways, when you're asking yourself this question of, is it worth it? Was it worth it? Consider what worth means to you, what you're counting, what you're quantifying, how you're deciding that. And I just think that if I only ever make an effort based on what I think will be worth it because of what I get in return or the achievement or the validation or the praise or whatever thing I used to chase, I'll be disappointed a lot because a lot of the most worth it things in life don't yield that kind of result. And also just a little grief takeaway. I think it's okay that my stance right now is that it will never have been worth it to lose Simon, regardless of the good. And that I'll never be grateful for it. But I am going to make the best of what the reality is. And I'm going to keep trying to turn it into something. And I'm going to keep trying and working and creating. But I'm not grateful for it. And it wasn't worth it. Put that in your pipe, baby. Smoke it. Love you. Bye.